What's good, y'all? Hope everybody's having a good evening. I just wanted to come and speak on a subject tonight, talking about identity. Identity. Check this out, man. Like, you're not defined by what other people think about you. You're not defined by what other people say about you. You're not defined by the opinions that they formulate about you in their heads. Why? Well, number one, they don't know you. They didn't make you. They didn't create you. They didn't give you a life. They didn't give you a purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like, like, don't allow somebody's judgment, inaccurate judgment of you. Don't take that on as your own identity. You know, because a lot of times in life, most people, when they judge you, they're gonna get it wrong, you know. And if you base your self-worth, your value on what they think, whether it be good or bad, that could be very dangerous, because somebody could really, praising you one day, loving you all in your corner one day, making you feel all good and butterflies on the inside, and like you good. But the minute that they flip that switch and think about you in a way that, you know, you're not fond of, you know, thinking the direct opposite of how they did, you know, if your self-worth is tied to that, you know, bam, like there goes your self-worth. You're gonna be feeling down in the slumps, you know what I'm saying? Like, all that is gonna go out the window, you know, because your self-worth was tied to what they thought about you. You know, that's why it's so important, man, to just realize and get to know how God sees you. What does he think about you? You know, like he says that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. You know, that means that he didn't make no mistake when he made you. That means that he made you enough, regardless of what anybody else says or thinks about you. He made you enough. You know, how are we gonna allow somebody, you know, who didn't even make us, you know, don't even know us, to judge us? Like, their judgment is inaccurate. You know, like, how can you make a sound judgment on something or somebody or situation that you don't even have all the facts? You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't even have all the facts about you. So, you know, that alone makes their judgment inaccurate. And how are we gonna allow and take that on, you know, as being our identity? You know what I'm saying? Why? Because our worth and value was tied up in what that person thought about us. You know what I'm saying? So don't get so wrapped up. And it's a lot easier said than done. You know, I've struggled with it. A lot of us struggle with it, whether you want to admit it or not. You know, that's I feel like, to a certain degree, like that's a struggle for everybody, you know, to a certain degree. You know, so think of it this way. If you needed a ride, home, and you had two people that could give you a ride, you know, one person was drunk out of their mind, you know, just can't even walk straight, but they got keys though, they got a car. And then you got another person who's completely sober, is fine, good to drive you home. Who are you gonna pick to drive you home? The answer is, I'm pretty sure everybody gonna say, hey, the person, like the sober person. So if you would pick a sober person to drive you home, and the reason why you picking that person to drive you home, because they're not impaired. Their vision is not impaired. They can see straight. So you trust them to drive you home. You basically trust them with your life. You know, that's how we should be with the opinions and how people see us. When they see you in a way that you know that that's not you, when their judgment of you is impaired, don't take that as being your identity. You know, like, let it be like water off a duck's back. You know what I'm saying? The only person who can really judge you and sees you correctly, like you're meant to be, is God. And that is why, you know, like, our identity, our self-worth, you know, should be in the way that he sees us. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. God did not make a mistake when he made you. Regardless of what anybody else thinks, you have a purpose that nobody else can complete but you. And that alone is enough, you know, for you to take pride enjoy in and know that you are more than enough, man. Don't ever let your identity be caught up with somebody who has impaired vision. They can't see straight. Their discernment issue, like my boy Jared Flowers say, their discernment issue, do not allow that to be your identity issue, because they can't see straight. But God can. Let your identity, self-worth be caught up in what he says and believes about you. It's Kingdom Talk.